What were we saying?
We're talking about Tesla and like the whole punch buggy thing, like how you used to see Volkswagen Beetles and like punch buggy, like you see a Tesla, you're like Tesla, but
Yeah.
that effect is wearing off down here in Florida because there's so many of them.
You just wait because the Texas factory, is opening in October.
Nice.
So it's gonna be.
This is the Gualter's VA is going to love this podcast because it's going to be the shortest one yet.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. And at the end, we're just going to recap that whole thing. And
There's no way we're
amazing.
getting.
Don't
No way we're
forget
getting
the
to all that.
recap.
We're going to remember the recap right at the end.
We're not getting to all that.
All right. So yeah, I get it. Teslas are for the rich, and now they're for everybody because they did the Model 3. So
Yep.
And keep telling your friends they're the safest car in the world because I think people don't.
They are.
realize. Yep.
I didn't know that.
Yep. Safe. Super safe.
literally, you can't explode a Tesla, right?
Yeah.
Like try to not explode a gasoline car in a crash. Yeah.
Yeah. It's very hard to get the battery to go on fire, despite what all the
Yeah.
fudsters out there try to say,
Yeah.
legacy auto. Yeah.
There's some real difficulty to make an electronic explode,
Yeah.
but it's not hard to make a gasoline car explode. In fact, police officers aim at the gas tank for a reason. Like there's like all sorts of stuff around.
Yeah.
Well, if you shoot it here, it explodes. Like there's a lot of spots in a car.
I heard a stat the other day that is like 150,000 car fires every year, but the only ones that get reported are the Tesla has like one, and then they find out that it wasn't even caused by the Tesla after all that. So.
And I loved my truck, but when I had the Ford Ranger, every so often I would get this notice in the mail that would say, hey, there's this thing we just discovered that if you leave it unfixed, then it's sitting in the garage is going to explode on you one day and start a fire.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, like I'll bring it in to fix that. And then now I got the Toyota Corolla and the same thing. They send me something. They're like, something to do with our cruise control. There's something in there that
holy shit,
one day just fucking lights up.
GM just had to recall all Chevy Bolts, which is an electric vehicle. It's going to cost them $1.8 billion.
Damn.
Because if you leave them in a garage, they are starting car fires. And
is it a full electronic car? Is the
Bolt
fully electronic?
Full electronic. It was their entry thing. It's actually sold. I mean, behind Tesla, it's like one of the top sellers. But yeah,
I don't understand. Like all I've ever driven, like from my childhood, was electronic cars. Battery powered electronic cars.
Right. Golf carts.
Those things never exploded on me. Like, why don't we just go to like Tyco and Hasbro and be like, guys, make electronic cars? Like they've got this shit on lock.
Can you take the Tonka truck and just scale it bigger?
Right. I think
that's all I'm saying. Like they've already figured out we can make them remote control.
Right. That'd be awesome. I think they throw off a lot of heat. And one of the things that Tesla, because they have the best engineers in the world, were able to say, to figure out how to dissipate the heat. That's something that GM wasn't able to do. So,
you guys ready? Let's get the thing started.
I already got to share it on Facebook.
Welcome back to the 100 Millionaires Podcast. My name is Gualter Murillo. The point is not to work, it's to generate income. Mike, what is your phrase?
Massive income from passive income.
Mitch Jorsky.
Organize and collect.
Excellent. So we got a couple topics I want to hit really quickly today. First being, we are live on Facebook, aren't we?
Yeah, we've been.
Yeah. Woohoo.
Awesome. What was the title? What did it come up as? Oh yeah. So most people don't build wealth because they haven't found the right partner yet. That was, we're talking about Mitch's look for love, running through the world looking for the right girl.
Dating life.
Yeah. And I noticed for a lot of our students, like people who I've spoken to, they say, I really want to make money, really want to make money. But all their actions are them looking for the right spouse. Like everything they're doing is they're looking for the right spouse. They're not looking to actually make money. And so in the coaching calls, I'm constantly like trying to pull them back to, well, this is what you would do to make money. Why are you doing this? Oh, well, you're right. But they never take action on the right stuff because they're so focused on the spouse thing. It's stopping them from making money.
That's fair. I found that I got a lot of courage from Brenda to go out and do the real estate stuff that I didn't have when I was solo. So yeah, go out there, and she gave me lots of confidence to, this is the right decision, Nice.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, we're talking about my special demon, which is just the fear of success.
Yeah, that's what I wanted to talk about. Yeah, it's awesome. Why, when you get so close to a goal, do you sabotage yourself?
Mike doesn't, because that's when Brenda says, just do it.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny. We talk about Brenda being like calculating and spending time, look at the numbers, think about stuff. But we've talked about this when a decision needs to be made. She's very like, she doesn't hesitate. She's like this building I'm in. She's like,
great quality.
Yep, it's awesome. She had her own apartment by the time she was 17 because her dad had passed away when she was 12, and her mom had moved to Colorado. So she just relied on herself and trusted her inner being, I guess, because smart.
We don't all have a Brenda at home telling us it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, right. You can go get partners like Ron or Tim, right? You can do that kind of thing too.
Unfortunately, I am that partner. So
yeah, it's awesome.
And even with Dorina, like, she has her own demons. And I have to be that person who solves it. But for me, fear of success.
You love that.
Well, yeah,
Superman.
I would hate to have anybody have a problem that isn't real, so if I can pull something I see out, I will.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it's this belief system that being successful is going to create a problem for you. And the fear of success is also, if I make it, I might lose it. So there's this always in the back of your mind of,
right.
Why should I even make anymore? Because if I make it, it's going to be even harder to hold. Like there's so many different levels to the fear of success. It's not necessarily just one thing, but it is a complex little bitch. Like that's for damn sure. And when you look at it and you're like, oh man, I'm stopping myself because I might be afraid of, the new people I might have to hang out with now. Now, what if I don't like them? What if they want to go out and party on yachts? Like, I don't like partying on yachts. Like now that's one of those things that I might have to go do now. Or I know a lot of people listening who are like, party on yachts sounds like fun.
What's wrong with that?
Good for fucking you.
Yeah, right. La-di-da.
Well, I mean, and also you have with that, like, it could be any kind of demon, and like you said, every level has another devil, and, imposter syndrome is real,
right.
When you start doing something, or like, let's say you make it big time and, you can do the yacht thing and you're just like, do I belong here? Like, is this real? Like,
Right.
I feel like I'm faking.
I don't
it.
suffer from that one. I'm okay with that.
Oh, I struggle with imposter syndrome for sure.
Bro, I have such a good false sense of accomplishment. Like I walk around anywhere and I'm like, I belong here. Of course I do.
That's awesome.
Why not?
I gotta take that mindset, because I definitely don't. I walk around most places and I'm like, yeah, that's why I'm always probably over delivering, because I feel like I have to prove myself.
Nice.
So study some NLP, man. NLP goes a long way for that.
Okay.
For me, what I've done, that I didn't do it consciously, but I just started saying I'm a money magnet.
Yep.
Okay. So I just kept saying it and saying it. I didn't even know about T. Harv Eker's Secrets of the Wealth Files or anything.
Oh, wow.
But I would write it down in my journal. I would say it. And I think that just replaces the whole problem, because all you're saying is all the time, in the morning, in the night, I'm a money magnet. Things come to me easily. I have the Midas touch, whatever. And it's just worked. I didn't know what I was doing, but now that I look back at it, I'm like, oh, that was
Apparently it works.
Yeah.
We don't call you Money Mike for no reason.
Yes.
Money Mike shine.
Gracias.
Truth. I saw my mentor this week, and actually yesterday, and he told me that he has lost 60 pounds. Mike, can you guess how he lost it?
I see in the chat he used intermittent fasting.
You knew anyway.
Let's see. What is my
Nope.
178 to 157? I've lost 21 pounds in like 3 weeks, maybe.
Wow.
4 weeks.
Wow, that's aggressive.
Yeah, it was awesome. I just listened to guys on YouTube and kind of follow what they said, and Brenda's right in on it. And like I said, there was a lot of sitting during COVID, so it's gone, and 2 pounds away from my goal. But I think when I get to 155, I'm going to push it down to 150 because that's without lifting weights. So, obviously, if you put on muscle weight, that's a different thing.
Hold on, there was a lot of sitting, but you also bike every single day.
Yeah, but I wasn't doing it. I was doing your.
Like I know that's technically sitting, but
I blame you. I'm just kidding. But it was a lot of Zoom calls with Gualter every day for a long time. And I did a lot more sitting than I ever did. So,
yeah,
and while that was going on, I was eating. So sit and eat and sit and eat. And then suddenly it's just the universe for me. It just suddenly somewhere intermittent fasting. It was, Brenda's friend, Lori, sent her video, watched it. And as soon as we watched it, we said, let's give this a shot. And oh my God, I think I lost 3 pounds the first day. So yeah, it's craziness. So I'm a big fan. There's a bunch of stuff. If you just type it into YouTube, you'll find a million videos on it. And even though I recommend everybody go vegan, you don't have to be vegan to do intermittent fasting.
I'm definitely not doing the vegan intermittent fasting. I've been doing it the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Obviously, a day or here. There's been a day or two where I've not stuck to the schedule for other reasons, but definitely hasn't been a vegan intermittent fast.
during this week where I've been going through the whole COVID experience, I found that eating was just not as much fun. I totally just went on full fast mode and just drank a lot of liquids.
It's funny you say that because I read the book. I put it in the chat, The Pleasure Trap. And they said they noticed that when animals get sick, they don't eat. They actually just naturally stay away from food. And I think, the interpretation in The Pleasure Trap is that animals instinctively know to fast, to let their body heal itself during that time. So the fact that you lost your appetite is not surprising. I recommend that book, The Pleasure Trap. It'll open your eyes to what's happening to Americans with this whole obesity and what we're killing ourselves with our food. It's just, we're killing ourselves.
Yeah. And the first thing Dorena said to me when she got back from Boston was, hey, do you want to eat something? Like, what do you want to eat? Like, I'll make you something. And I'm like, no, like, fuck off with that food stuff. Like, I'm good. She's the first is offended because she likes to cook for me, but I'm like, no, babe, like it's a good thing not to cook right now. We're fasting together. We're going to go hardcore fast.
Yeah. Well, her friend who gave us that video, Brenda's friend, she's about to do a 72-hour fast.
No way. Oh,
I'm
nice.
like, wow. Because I guess when you get above 35 hours is when the stem cells start getting rejuvenated and things like that. So you can really do a deep dive down the rabbit hole if you want to. Right now we're doing like basically one meal a day. So we eat at 6 p.m. We have like a big salad, no processed food. Try to stay away from the salt, oil, and sugar. And and then we're done by 7. And then I usually don't eat till the next day. And Brenda bought us these nice glass bottles, and I probably crush like 5 of these a day. So that's
nice.
Like a liter. And I don't feel hungry, which is crazy because if you know me, I was constantly eating all the time. So do your own research. This is not medical advice.
No. Let me see. People afraid of failure, success. Mitch trip to New York with all his friends with nicknames. Yeah, Mitch, you're telling us all your friends and their nicknames, and the trip to New York, how you wanted to pay for all their flights, and there was all this drama. What did you What did you learn from that?
Just to appreciate the drama-free people in my life.
Right?
So,
Amen. Amen. You're a reflection of the 5 people you hang around with most. So it's not just the money. I know they say that about money, but it's also,
it's interesting. No, I mean, we all have, I mean, I feel like a lot of us have all different, groups of friends throughout our lives, especially if you stayed in touch with people like throughout your, majority of your life. And, we're not the same people we were 20 years ago, and some of that's a good thing. And some of that maybe isn't a good thing. But it was just interesting to see how different people interact and how you kind of like recognize more patterns when you, I guess, have different sets of people in your life.
It really sticks out like a sore thumb with me when we hang around with us and we're all positive and we really don't go into the drama, we don't go into the gossip, and we don't go into the negative. And it's an unwritten rule among us that we don't go negative. We've never said it, but we just don't do it. Like, I know that if I started bitching, it would not be.
We'd pull you out.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Well, and that's the point, because it's not like, we just ignore the negative or ignore, if we're struggling with something. It's just, it's a different like connotation,
right.
Like, and like Gualter said, pull each other out of it. But, it's not
We'll
like
look for the answers together, like instead of being like, you're
An
right, this
opportunity.
sucks. We're like, okay, like this is real. This may be here. Where's the opportunity for you in this?
Right.
yes, like you're in a funk. All right, let's figure out why and how we get out of it.
Right. Gualter called his COVID as I'm walking through this COVID experience. Like, it's an experience.
It is.
It's awesome.
If you've ever tripped on mushrooms, it's not a very different experience.
Really. But
It's just longer.
I was just saying it sticks out like a sore thumb, because when you hang out with other people, like, people you haven't seen in a while who aren't into being positive, you're like, what? I'm not used to hearing this. It like hurts my ears.
Dude. And what's crazy is what I've realized is we are time machines. And what I mean by that is physiology. Like, we are time machines, because if you run into something from the past that you haven't been around in a long time, I don't know about you guys, but a lot of times my body starts feeling and reacting like it did. And that even happened when I basically reconnected with a woman, just talking as a friend, but like I hadn't seen her in 15 years. When last time I saw her, I had a big crush on her. I turned into like a 29-year-old, like 28, 29-year-old, like when I was texting with her, because I'm like looking at my body, I'm like, what is going on right now? Like, what is happening? Like it was literally like I went into a time machine, in terms of my physiology, and like was this nervous 28-year-old, like with no confidence again. I was like, but I recognized it, and I was like, what has happened? Like, all right, well, great. Thank you for your input. Moving along. Like, we're gonna go back to being the current me.
Yeah, that badass Mitch. I got this. Yeah, man. It's we are time machines. We like,
that's cool.
We hold stuff. Yeah, it's so interesting. That's why NLP works. Triggers, anchors, hooks. Like,
when I'm with my family, like my mom's up here doing rehab now, so I was in her rehab room with my dad, my mom, and my sister.
I'm sorry, Mick. I grew up in Fall River. Whenever somebody says their family's in rehab, it means
this
something totally
is
Not
different.
that type of rehab.
Physical therapy. She had a back surgery. Sorry, I didn't mean like that. Try to make me go to rehab. No, anyway, so but we were sitting in the room and everybody falls back into their roles, like when I was like a kid in the house with my mom, dad, and my sister and everybody.
100%. And that's why, like, dude, I moved. And my mom knows this, like, and I really wasn't even get away from her because she's the like lone optimist in my family. But I moved 1,200 miles away from my family 17 years ago because I knew I wasn't going to be able to change and make the changes I wanted to make if I was around them all the time.
Wow, nice job. Nice job.
It's just, I couldn't. Like, I love the hell out of them. They're all good people, but it's just, it's just a scarcity and negative mindset. And I'm like, I'm going to be nothing but a complainer my whole life if I don't get out of this and work on myself.
What was the word you used? Scarcity?
Scarcity.
Scarcity.
Yeah, that's right. Scarcity. Scarcity. Scarcity.
You sound like Johnny Depp in
Sorry.
Pirates of the Caribbean, just making new words.
Sorry, what my New York it's my New York. I think that's what it is. The
Scarcity.
accent.
Gotcha.
Scarcity.
Parlay.
Scarcity, like a scaredy cat.
I swear to God, I thought it was like another disc profile type program called Scarce. Under Scarcity, I stay away from that.
We're gonna make it. Yes. Your scars.
Yes.
Your scars are creating scarcity.
S stands for solo. C yeah.
It means something.
Yeah.
It's like that movie To Witch Mountain or whatever, where it's just like this means something. This mashed potato pile here.
I didn't see it.
You never seen it? I don't know. It's some old movie about aliens.
Oh, Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Close Encounters of the Third
Oh my
Kind.
God,
That's the
I
one.
absolutely love that movie. While all my friends were loving Star Wars, I just was obsessed with that movie. Everybody digging and Richard Dreyfuss throwing dirt into his living room to create Devil's Tower. And he doesn't know why he's building it in the middle of his living room. It's crazy. It's such a good movie. I'll put it in the chat if you haven't seen it. The special effects are totally lame because it's so old. But
Oh yeah.
who cares?
So shout out to the 8 people watching on Facebook.
Hell
Hopefully
yeah.
we're entertaining. And Gualter, you have 4 minutes. So what topic do you want to pick out of the list?
Well, I got this one that I didn't add yet, which is
Ooh, we're going screen share. You're about to get booted off of Facebook
What?
using copyrighted music.
Oh. So what happens?
I pushed the wrong button. So my bad. But yeah, it's we're finally at a point with South Coast Capital where we've just about nailed a refinance. I finally have another $200,000 coming into my own personal account from the closing. That didn't happen yesterday. So it's 7 days away now. We just pushed it to 7 days. But we have this deal that we're flipping this house. Like we bought it at Eastern Ave. It was we turned it into a sober home. And then we went to just for kicks and giggles to sell it just in case. And we put on the market for $400,000. We had Ken Hoffman do it.
Yes.
And he texted us last night. He said, we got an offer for $480.
Wow.
Using as a rooming house for mentally challenged kids.
Oh, nice.
And me and Ron we looked at each other like, dude, we're like, this is God's money. Like this is good things to do, right?
Nice job.
So we're like, we're gonna make our money on this project, and we're saying maybe make 100,000 on this, and we'll walk away from it. We'll let them take it, and they're gonna do what they want to do with it, and which is really good for the city. And
Nice
make
job,
good healthy profit. Yeah.
Fantastic.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
And the guy wrote us a letter and everything. He's like, I hope you really consider us. Like these other guys wrote us letters too. Like one's a sober house, one's for abused parents, abused mothers, and all these different options. And it's like, fuck, like I wouldn't mind serving people like this more often. Like all we need to do is go and renovate buildings and put sprinkler systems in, and these guys could use projects like this. So
Nice.
it's very interesting.
Cool.
We might have stumbled
We
upon a new
can't-
way.
We can't get off of this without talking about follow the red ant. You need to.
Good way to end.
We were talking about listening to people who have negative mindsets, and Gualter, you said you'd be better off watching a red ant.
So the other day, a red ant was walking across my kitchen, and I looked at it, and it didn't look back at me. It just kept doing its damn thing. Just was like, I'm here to do a thing, and I'm going to go do my thing, whether you're here or not. And I started messing with it. I was like, okay, I'm going to sweep you towards the door. And it just kept coming back to go do its thing. Like whatever it was here for, it was.
He was on a mission.
No animals were harmed during the filming of this podcast.
Correct. Yeah. So eventually it ended up in the toilet, but in the process of its life expectancy or its life, it was on a mission and it didn't veer from the mission. That was it. There was just one thing to do.
Stay focused.
And stay focused.
Yeah.
And like all of our past and all of our parents, if they just gave us that advice, that one piece of advice, just stay focused on doing one thing and just do it really well, all their other advice could be thrown out the window, or in this case, down the toilet. But that's the thing I learned from the Red Ant is one thing, just do one thing. And all advice from other people is just waste. It's just garbage. It's just extra stuff in your head to make you feel special, but it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
Red Ant, man.
I love it.
The Red
Good
Ant.
place to finish.
Just find your place in the team and just do your thing.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Right.
Yes. And like be working on a bigger project, a bigger vision, like something big, and like be okay with taking one piece of that and just run your one piece. You'll become a billionaire if you just run your one piece of something massive.
Stay working, stay hungry. Treat things like when you were an intern.
Yeah.
As I quote the intro to a Jay-Z song.
Yeah. Like choose your Red Ant and then make your own sayings. Like, what would that Red Ant tell you?
Yeah, that made me think. Brenda and I were talking about this weekend. Bruce Lee that says,
Like Mitch's Red Ant speaks in Jay-Z lyrics.
"Be like water. Be like water." I love that one too.
Yeah.
Just water just doesn't stop. It shape shifts. Mitch, you're always talking about, have your goal, but be flexible with the way you get to your goal. You say that. And
Yeah,
that's
the
what water-
Bezos quote. Stubborn
Yeah.
with your vision, flexible with the details.
Yeah. So water is like that. Like water will wear away stone.
Yeah.
But if you put something away, it just kind of moves around it. So Bruce Lee, be like water.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Love it.
I guess we're out.
Well, gentlemen, this has been a really good episode. I like that it's about 30 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Probably the shortest one we've ever recorded.
Your VA thanks you.
As a recap, Sam, we did people don't build wealth because they haven't found the right partner. My special demon, my mentor is using intermittent fasting and lost 60 pounds. Human society needs a tribe. Are people afraid of failure or success? Oh, did we talk about the tribe thing?
We did not.
No.
Well, very quickly, if you're ostracized from the tribe, your value becomes nothing and you could be forgotten.
Die. Yeah.
You could die.
Die. Yeah.
And when you're around a tribe, remember your network is your net worth. So the biggest problem that you have if you went to a new city is nobody knows you. Nobody owes you.
Right.
If nobody knows you, nobody owes you. And so you've got to get people who know you so that they can owe you something.
Yeah, but nowadays it's not like you're going to get eaten by a tiger if you're kicked out of your tribe. Just find a new tribe.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah.
Yeah, it's much easier now. It's not as dangerous as it was previously.
I'm just saying, if your tribe is negative and sad sack and saying that the world is out to get them, go find a new tribe. So
Exactly.
Yes. And if you're the smartest person in the room, you need to go find another room.
right, that's good too. Yeah, unless you're Elon Musk, because there are no other rooms. There's no
Always
room.
another room.
Oh, here's the deal. There's a lot of people who think they're Elon Musk, but they're fucking not. So you're not that freaking smart. You know how I know? You're not that freaking rich.
I gotta find. There was an article somebody wrote recently. I'll put it in but it's in defense of Elon Musk, and it's funny and it's a great article. Yeah.
You know what Elon Musk is actually most knowledgeable about that people don't understand this? He understands human nature. That even though you'll never hear him talk about it, if you read the book, Elon Musk, there's subtle cues in his autobiography where like you can see that he understands human nature. All of his decisions are made based on human perception. And that knowledge is what makes him as successful as he is, not his knowledge in electronics or engineering. It is his understanding of the human condition.
Yeah.
I put it in the chat. You two should read it too. I'll put it in our chat, but it's a great article. So
Oh, interesting.
he said he's the smartest person in any room. That's why I was thinking about
Wow.
it. Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, he's got a very unique problem. I'm sure most people don't have that problem.
I don't know how I feel about that statement. I feel like that's more the LeBron James ego than the Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan's never called himself the greatest. LeBron's called himself the greatest, which is hilarious because he's not, because Michael Jordan is. But there's just that level of like just class and respect that Jordan has, just levels up that respect for him.
Right.
Well, it's like who else was like that? Muhammad Ali.
Yeah. Wow.
Right?
No, he said I'm the greatest all the time.
One of my,
but I think that was an affirmation.
Yeah,
yeah,
it was. One of my favorite quotes. I don't even know if it was really true, but somebody said to Eric Clapton, "What's it like to be the greatest guitarist in the world?" And he said, "I don't know. Go ask Prince." Whoa!
Wow!
It just blew my mind. So
wow! I didn't know that. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, could be just urban myth, but still
possibly.
Cool.
No, Prince was nasty. People don't think of him of him just as a guitarist because he played basically any instrument, and he was more so a pop star.
Right. He's just such a talent. Anyway.
Well, now I got to go listen to some Prince.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Dude, Prince has got some songs that'll grab a hold of you.
Yeah. Anyway.
Well, gentlemen, it's been a great episode.
Awesome.
Oh, we missed one. Mike, you closed on a 3-family that could be a 6 with minimal work.
Yeah. So we bought this 3-family, closed on it yesterday with Franklin is my partner on that one. And he was telling me that it's got like 3 bedrooms on each floor, but that these same apartments have like big open area on the left-hand side so that you could actually, and it actually splits right down the middle. So gonna go to the town and see if they'll allow a 6. So that'll be huge. So
dude, I'm gonna pick your brain on how that goes, because obviously I have a 3 that could be a 6. Unfortunately, it doesn't. It needs a lot of work instead of a little, but just the whole going to the town and all that process.
Sprinkler systems.
Yeah, right.
Trying to avoid that.
Yeah.
There is no avoiding sprinkler systems.
If I do a 2 and a 2, there is.
Oh, well, there you go.
When you're going to a 6, you're not getting around it.
Well, 100%.
Yeah.
But you got to do the math. Does it make sense?
That's why it's also kind of like you're better off like forget going to a 3, because the 3 is when you need the sprinkler system. It's like, if I'm going to put a sprinkler system in, let me get as many units out of this thing as possible to make it worth my while.
Right. Right.
And the closer you get to Boston, the easier it is to do these things. Right. Like,
this is true.
The higher there's like new construction in Fall River doesn't make sense. Probably won't make sense for another decade.
Yeah.
But new construction in Boston makes sense all day. You can afford it, right? Because the rents are going to be $3,000 a month.
That's insane.
That's awesome.
Once you get it up, it's like boom, like you can justify those costs. But you can't do it in Fall River. If the rents are going to be $1,500 at the end of a renovation, but the average construction cost is about $200,000 per unit. So that would just not make sense in Fall River.
I gotta get going, guys.
Yeah, same. All right.
Hey, organize.
Write a good review for us online, Mike. What do you say when we close out?
Organize and collect.
Yes, so you can get that massive income from passive income.
When you have a choice, always work with the best. Cheers to your success.
Bye, guys.
Later, guys.
Bye.